Day number 18 of competition from the Greenbrier in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, as the 2020 World Team Tennis season rushes on. And it feels like it's been a bit of a time lapse as the Chicago Smash gets set to take on the Philadelphia Freedoms as we push you closer and closer to the playoffs. Hi, everybody. Nick Gismondi. Glad to have you with us live here on the Tennis Channel all day today. So settle in, let's get comfortable, and let's have some fun and watch some incredible tennis. As I said, we get you prepped and ready for the King Trophy. Those playoffs coming up very soon. But as I said, it is a full day of action here on the Tennis Channel. Let's take a look at the schedule. You got the Chicago Smash taking on the Philly Freedoms. And then after that, at 3 Eastern time, it'll be the Orange County Breakers taking on the New York Empire, followed by the Vegas Rollers and the Washington Castles. Now, each one of these has playoff implications. Of course, we're talking about seeding. Of course, we're talking about locking in those last two spots. If the playoffs were to start today, the Philadelphia Freedoms would take on the New York Empire, who just acquired Coco Vandeweghe and Nicole Melikar. That would be Saturday at 2 Eastern. Semifinal number 1 and semifinal number 2 would be Chicago and Orlando. Now remember, Chicago, the 9th expansion team to come into World Team Tennis this season, they were red hot out of the gate. We're going to see them take on Philly, as we said this afternoon, right now actually. But it is one of the other things about World Team Tennis that makes it so interesting is that absolutely anything can happen at any given moment. So even this matchup today has major implications in terms of where that seeding will be. Who gets that 1, who gets that 2. The two gentlemen who have the call on this one, well informed and ready to get you all the information you need about this match and the full day of action. It's Leif Shiras and Mark Lucero. Gentlemen.
Thanks very much, Gizmo. Yes, welcome in, everyone. These top two teams have skated pretty comfortably into the playoffs. No doubt the Chicago Smash would like to take that number 1 spot away from the Freedoms with a win today. Last time they played, though, in the midseason, Philadelphia won 4 of the 5 sets. It was a dominant day for the Freedoms and Coach Craig Carden. No doubt they'd like to repeat that. But, Mark, what does the Smash have to do today if they're going to get the win and maybe pressure the Freedoms?
I'm looking at the doubles player, Rajiv Ram. Last time out, he dropped both of his sets, the men's doubles and the mixed doubles. Today, he needs to put 2 5s on the board for Chicago.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Philadelphia Freedom rely heavily on their singles player. Coach Carden slots in Sophia Kenin and Taylor Fritz, 2 wonderful singles players who are winning a lot of sets for the Freedoms. How does the Smash counteract that? Obviously, they've got to call on some singles play, too.
Leif, everyone on tour knows that Sloane Stephens plays her best tennis at the end of tournaments. At some point here, she's going to turn it around. Today, she'll try to put a big dent in the Freedoms with a win over Kenin.
You can see Taylor Fritz, 7 of the last 9. Sophia Kenin, 3rd in World Team Tennis. And obviously the Smash, strong in doubles with Bethany Mattek-Sands. Hopefully she's ready to go today. So coming up next, it's men's doubles. Ram and Nakashima, Fritz and Martin.
World Team Tennis is brought to you by Geico. Did you know that Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car insurance? That's on top of what Geico could already save you. Visit geico.com to learn more. By the Greenbrier Valley in West Virginia, home to scenic trails and quiet rivers, friendly mountain towns, and America's resort, the Greenbrier. And by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use promo code WTT to play free for thousands of dollars in prizes this season.
Another brilliant day from the Greenbrier here in beautiful West Virginia, the Allegheny Mountains to be exact, and the Chicago Smash and the Philadelphia Freedoms teeing it up with a little bit on the line for these top two teams. So look at our Wilson lineups, the order of play. Men's doubles will kick it off. Women's singles, that'll be a feature. Mixed doubles, women's doubles, and then men's singles to shut it down. So interesting order of play, Mark.
Yeah, especially I'm looking at these first two sets, the men's doubles we alluded to in the open, and then Sloane Stephens and Sonia Kennan. A lot will be determined after those first two sets.
Yeah, Brandon Nakashima will play alongside Rajiv Ram, who, as you said, missed out on a couple sets. Doubles is going to be valuable. Remember, 3 of the 5 are doubles. Obviously, Ram's and Nakashima's such an important part of it. That first set can often set the tempo, so these guys need to come out sharp.
Yeah, you can really give a boost to the rest of your team with a quick start, especially if there's some way to get an early break over the big serving team from Philadelphia.
Yeah, and of course, the Freedom, they are strong. Fabrice Martin is one of the most dependable doubles players out there. Roland Garros finalist from last year. And it seems like he's fitter and stronger than he's been. I mean, his serve is coming in at some MPHs these days.
Yeah, he put in a lot of work over the last 3 months. He came in a little leaner. I think that's helping him, giving him energy later in matches as well.
And he's got a pretty good guy beside him, Taylor Fritz, another guy who's been serving absolute bombs. He had one throughout the season, 145 miles per hour, so he's been breaching that 140 number. That's a big serve.
Yeah, Fabrice Martin doesn't often stand next to someone on the doubles court who's going to bring it faster in the serve than he does.
So it's going to be a difficult challenge for the Smash to get the break against these guys. So they've got to take care of their own serve. A little bit of pressure on Nakashima, perhaps. What a start. When you think about Nakashima, he's a brilliant returner of serve. Look at Taylor. He can't believe that Nakashima knocked a winner off his overhead smash. Taylor, 4th season, played for the Aviators for a couple of years. This year with Philly, 22 years of age. He's got a huge future ahead of him. Perhaps the Smash proving me wrong that it'll be difficult to break them. Love 30 in the opening game.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic Brandon Nakashima doubles point. Very steady from the back of the court. He's not going to make a lot of unforced errors early.
Yeah, what a talent he is, though. Volley error and some real chances for the Windy City right out of the blocks. Kashima, just 18, as we mentioned, San Diego, California native, turning pro this year. So his career just getting started. You see him World Team Tennis, he fits in nicely. Excellent singles. Understanding the doubles more and more.
Yeah, Brandon Nakashima got to play a lot of doubles last year at the University of Virginia. That's really helped his transition into this doubles and World Team Tennis. Nice wide serve from Taylor Fritz, stretching Rajiv Ram. notice Taylor Fritz making a concerted effort to keep his serve away from the Nakashima backhand. The backhand return is the strength of Brandon Nakashima. Steady diet of serves to the forehand there.
So a Geico timeout in the opening game. So I think the coach for the Chicago Smash, Kamal Murray, who's doing such a wonderful job in their first season, he knows the value of this moment.
100%. It's a great opportunity, again, to help your guys through, especially Rajiv Ram and Kamal Murray. Both of them bring so much experience to the court. They can really offer a lot of valuable feedback to Brandon Nakashima. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, okay, certainly forehand 3 times in a row. Maybe I look backhand here.
Taylor can't believe it. Hawkeye Live is making all the calls. We've got 12 cameras around this court to make sure everything's right. Second serve coming. Well, that is a huge game for Fritz and the Freedoms, coming back from love 40 down. So many turning points in the course of a match. Maybe that was one of them in the opening game. Remember, the sets are to 5 games, 9-point tiebreak at 4 games all. The home coach selects ordered play. That's Craig Carden for the Freedoms in this one. And got no ad scoring mark. Every game counts. Substitutions can be a key too.
I like the timeouts, controlling the speed of the match. Also, we should say the home team, in addition to the lineup, they serve first in the first, third, and fifth sets.
And lets are in play. So if you play junior tennis or college tennis, you know what's coming. For the pros, that can be an adjustment. Taylor Fritz in the ad court. It's been a revelation seeing this Brandon Nakashima this season. Obviously a breakthrough in Delray Beach, his first ATP quarterfinal.
Oh, look at the way he closed on that backhand volley. That was a big cross-court backhand to get the floater from Taylor Fritz. And the tempo at which he moved forward after he saw the ball floating. Those 3 quick steps, he really knifes that backhand volley through the middle.
There's a lot to like about this guy's game. How about that volley?
A lot of players have nice volley technique, Leaf, but it's about understanding how to address those balls to the net. Am I blocking it? Am I going to take it earlier or take the ball higher?
A decidedly easier service game for Nakashima than what Fritz faced in his opening game. Here's a look at Brandon, mentioned out of San Diego. Banak?
Benak.
Benak. 1 season at Virginia, very successful run. And a couple of ITF Future singles titles. And I mentioned the run he had in South Florida. That's impressive.
Yeah, Brandon Nakashima spends a lot of time as well practicing at the Carson Center. Very familiar with Taylor Fritz, Sam Querrey, Stevie Johnson, all the players that are here. I think that's a big bonus for him. When you play with guys every day, it takes away a little bit of the awe factor once you start facing them in tournaments.
He had beat Yuri Vesely, Cam Norrie, a couple of solidly ranked pros in Delray Beach. Just an indication that at 18 he's making some inroads. Taylor Fritz at 18 was getting to his first final in Memphis a few years ago. Taylor just 22 now. Pulling the strings for the Philadelphia Freedoms this season has been Coach Craig Carden, 10th season. His involvement with Philadelphia, and Billie Jean King was one of the owners. Of course, Barbara Perry is the GM, doing a wonderful job as always. Barbara has been around tennis for such a long time.
sequence of shots there from Chicago. Rajiv Ram with a nice return wide, making the big man stretch. And Brandon Nakashima seeing the soft spot in the middle, not overplaying, but just going down the middle, low part of the net, making them volley up.
Yeah, Martin is the veteran on the squad, 33 years of age. Splits his time between France and Bradenton, Florida. IMG Academy. Oh, that's in. This guy can light it up on the returns. He says his game's a little bit like Novak Djokovic. His return looks like Novak's.
Very good return, and at some point when they've served you 7 times in a row to the forehand, you're going to get one your way.
See, they've had chances already, 0 for 4. Now they've got at least 3 on the Martin serve.
That chip lob and the return's a very difficult shot here. 1,800 feet of altitude. Ball's going to fly a little more.
Over the baseline, so we kick off this match between Philly and Chicago with deciding points. So a little time to get the plan in order. What's your best serve? What kind of move do you want to make? Where should I go with it? All these calculations, and it's nice to have team and partner and coach to help you make it.
And if you're Chicago and you don't convert, at some point you start thinking about it. Oh man, am I going to have many more of these?
He got that one by just a bit on the sideline. So Kamau Murray's team 0 for 7 on break points, but we're on serve. Here's a look at their comparisons throughout the season and how each of these disciplines has done. You can see how strong they are in women's singles and men's singles of the Freedoms. The best Chicago Smash discipline is women's doubles.
Men's doubles, they're both tied, winning 50% of the games. Very little separates them. And mixed doubles,
looking forward to the women's doubles match. That's Bethany Mattek-Sands and Jeannie Bouchard, who's had a wonderful season playing really good tennis, the Canadian has. Here's a look at the bench. Jeannie on the right, Bethany on the left. Is that Pete Sampras serving? No, it's Rajiv Ram.
Rajiv Rampras.
Rampras. I love that nickname.
Such a smooth motion. Popped that first one at 119. This last one, 115 in the Taylor Fritz body. Neither one came back on his side of the court.
He's got a beautiful, silky, smooth game. The forehand has some guts to it.
My guy, Stevie Johnson, played golf with Ram the other day. I said, how was he out there? He said, what do you expect? Smooth.
He's the smooth man.
Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, nice little backhand angle by Ram, the Prince of Carmel, Indiana, out of the Midwest. So some exciting tennis in the early goings. As Chicago's had chances, they haven't yet capitalized. 2 games all. So welcome back, everyone. Beautiful spot in the world, the Greenbrier. Of course, league-wide, we've been observing COVID-19 guidelines, the testing, temperature checks on arrival to the facility for everyone, including the fans. And we've had a number of rounds of testings to make sure everything has gone well, and it has. Everyone's testing negative. Social distancing protocols are in place, and the mask usage, which is very important as we make our way to and from this place. So important. For the fans, you have to wear it in and out of the stadium, but if you have your seat and you're seated with family and you've got social distance from people around you, you can take your mask off. Nice backhand volley. That's what good net players do. They sense their chance, get their feet organized, and then the racket face does the work.
Yeah, watch Fabrice Martin. He knows in a down-the-line rally, it's going to be difficult to pass him cross-court. So at some point, he's just going to take a chance. That's a high-percentage play for him.
Interesting to see Fritz there. He was moving to cover that space, just vacated by Martin. And these guys having a conversation instead of utilizing signals. Maybe a little easier for Taylor. Doesn't have as much doubles experience as Martin. Taylor, as of yet, hasn't really found the rhythm yet on his first serve.
Yeah, he might have used all his rhythm yesterday. He served 80% in singles, Leaf, and he was hitting bombs, 130 plus. A great return from Brandon Nakashima. Taylor Fritz might have missed his spot on this serve. Brandon Nakashima found it right in the sweet spot, sent it back fast. It's one of the things we spoke about earlier this week, how he's so solid against power. He absorbs the power and is strong against the ball, sends it right back fast. Wow, what a beautiful volley from Fabrice Martin.
Yeah, that's how they draw it up in the textbooks.
Great serve and this volley, so much angle on it. Brandon Nakashima had no chance. Oh, a little miscommunication right there. That shows why down the middle, such a valuable shot in doubles.
So Fritz, a little bit easier in that game to get to 3-2. Here's a reminder of the standings. Philly and Chicago atop the list. Orlando's into the playoffs, and you've got New York, Washington, Orange County all in the mix for that fourth and final spot.
Yeah, this match later today between New York and Orange County is a huge one. Must win for Orange County.
I saw Coach Rick Leach of the Breakers early this morning give away some coffees in the morning, and I saw Rick around the coffees. It was nice to see him. He's like, yeah, we're not leaving yet. They've got a lot of business yet to do, the Breakers. They feel they can make some moves. So the second match of the day will be a good one.
It's really instructive to see how often the body serve is used here in men's doubles. Jam the returner, not letting them get their arms extended. Oh, Taylor Fritz, what a nice backhand down the line. Saw some space where Givram might have left a little bit early. Watch around when Fritz is lining up for this next backhand. Might slide a little to the middle too early. It's a good bounce back serve from Nakashima in on the hands of Fritz.
Another strong service game for B-Knock. 3 games all. Rajiv Ram enjoying some of his greatest time as a pro, having won his first Grand Slam title in men's doubles. Big time results in Melbourne.
Yeah, he's really come into his own since he kind of pulled back on the singles schedule. Really has such a great game for doubles and having double success. See, just on that chip lob, he has this feel that can just dissipate the power of the modern game players like Fabrice Martin and Taylor Fritz.
Wasn't sure if he played an out ball or not, but he opted to play it, but didn't carry the net. There's a big first serve, and Fritz able to clean it up nicely at the net.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz not a natural mover in doubles, but does a good job getting to the balls he's supposed to. Brandon Nakashima almost had a chance to run this down if there was maybe 10 more feet of court back there. Maybe Rod Laver Arena could have ran that down.
That's right, a little more space in the back. 30-15.
Great volume from Fabrice Martin. Kept putting the ball back, make the guy at the baseline come up with the pass.
Yeah, you've got the position of advantage up there. Just keep it deep. Don't offer up too much angle. It'll be okay.
Especially for Martin there, who's right in the middle.
So it's 4-3, and a look at the playoff update. Chicago, Orlando, and Philadelphia all have clinched a spot in the Final Four. Springfield, San Diego, and Vegas eliminated. The Freedoms can clinch the #1 seed with a win today over the Smash. And the New York Empire, they can clinch a final playoff spot with a win over the Breakers and a loss by the Castles. So we'll see how the day unfolds. It's a big day of tennis, playoff implications everywhere. Don't forget, Ram was also a very accomplished singles player. A couple of career titles.
He had a pretty good record on the lawns at Newport.
He did. Build him a special little part of the hall for him.
The court awareness of Rajiv Ram is something special Doesn't overdo this volley, doesn't put too much power on it, but puts it right in the spot where there is nobody from the Freedom, right through the middle. As you watch Rajiv Ram and you watch his opponents, the Freedoms, they are rarely hitting a shot they're comfortable with. Puts balls in odd spaces for them.
This time it's Nakashima cleaning up at the net. Very aggressive.
Brand Nakashima moving forward out of a split. Got away with a little extra swing on that forehand volley.
Yeah, look, service game. So 4 games all. We've got a 9-point tiebreak to decide the opening set. So I'm sure this is what both teams would have hoped for. They want to get some games on the board at the very least. Obviously protect your serve, which both teams have done. I'm sure Chicago's smarting just a little bit, though, having had 7 break points. Set could be looking very different, but here we are. First team to 5.
Oh, what a rip from Brand Nakashima. He had plenty of time there to set up, and love the way he accelerated through this forehand. He saw in the first shot, Fabrice Martin was very close to the center stripe. What a shot from Nakashima. Fabrice Martin had to make sure that one wasn't coming back. Nice stick down the middle, put a little extra on it.
Yeah, that first serve from Fritz, 128 miles an hour. In the morning, we had a fair amount of cloud cover. The sun's breaking through nicely. It's warming up here on this busy day of World Team Tennis action. Interesting miss. Unable to get on the top of the ball, obviously, as it carried over the wall. It's college tennis at the University of Illinois. Ram, great success there. Some success with that first serve. So 2 points all will change ends. Yeah, think about Ram in his doubles career. Now he's got a Grand Slam title. He's got a couple of Masters Series titles. He's got a 500 and a 250. So he's run the table of events. Olympic success. Here's a look. Played with Joel Salisbury, the Brit, to win the title in Melbourne. He also won the 19 Aussie Open mixed with Barbara Krejcikova, and silver with Venus. He's got a nice resume. He's going to continue to add to it. Currently number 9 in the ranks, so inside the top 10 in doubles, but he's been as high as 5. 20 career titles.
Feeling after the missed opportunities earlier that this could be a set that Philadelphia squeaks out, and that game could come back to be an issue for Chicago later on.
did well just to manage that space with the ball. Gave himself some time.
Oh, what a point from Philadelphia. That first volley kept them in the point. Nice volley here. Rajiv ran with a little cat and mouse there, but Taylor Fritz had too much time to change his grip back to the forehand grip and whip it up the line. The defense of that first volley. Look at the hands.
Yeah, set points for the Freedom. They've got it. Fabrice Martin seals the deal with a great backhand. 5-4, they take the men's doubles. I tell you, it wasn't looking good for them early, but it certainly looked better for them at the end. So the Freedoms, the #1 seeds, take the #1 event, 5-4. Women's singles next. Beautiful shot of center court at Creekside here at the Greenbrier, this luxury resort. They first came to this place many years ago to take the waters, and I think now they're here to take the tennis. See the creek that runs alongside the stadium and through the golf course. I should say courses, there are 4 of them. Anyways, here's what's coming up next. The women's singles, got a good one. Sloane Stephens, a U.S. Open champion, taking on Sophia Kenin, an Australian Open singles champ. The Allegheny Mountains, a beautiful backdrop for this 2020 season. So Sloane Stephens gets ready for this important set. Kamal Murray, coach of the team, but also Sloane's personal coach. And they've got an excellent relationship. For Sloane Stephens, she's got an important supporter in the stands today. There's Sloane, 27 years of age, spending a lot of time in Toronto these days. Josie Altidore is in the house as he plays with Toronto FC.
Good start from Sonia Kennan with a nice forehand return cross court. She wants to get Sloane Stephens moving early. Sloane Stephens very good moving the ball from the middle of the court. I see a lot of high percentage play from Kennan. A lot of first serve returns through the middle of the court, trying to push her opponent back. Yeah, and that backhand down the line is where she makes her money leave. So good.
I think she's going to make a lot of money with a shot like that. Beautifully located right in the corner. She's got break points now, like the doubles for Chicago earlier. Sloane is broken at love. So a huge start for the Freedom here. Look at the universal tennis ratings for these two. Kennan, a lot stronger based on the results of recent and late. 10th best on the UTR rank. Remember, you go to UTR.com, you can see all the rankings, the men, the women. Sloane, a few more struggles. She lost her first 4 matches in 2020 before the break. Although did get a win in Monterey. Lost to Lely Fernandez, the young Canadian. Sloane. Kennan, on the other hand, hasn't been losing to many people at all. She's won 2 titles, including in Lyon, at 21 years of age, doing some big things in the game.
It's so impressive, the discipline of Kennan, playing some patterns early, testing out how much Sloane Stephens wants to move. Nice wide serve and a first forehand to the open court. Again, same pattern. First serve wide, first ball to the open court. These are patterns that anybody can use, and by doing patterns like this, you put yourself in a position to be aggressive early in the point without taking a lot of risk. Again, another good play. First serve tee, get the ball coming back through the middle. A backhand cross court. That's 2 shots in a row over the low part of the net. And that sets up her best shot, the backhand down the line.
Ace down the tee. So 2 fairly quick games for Philly. And here's a look at their singles success this season. Philadelphia squad. Kennan, 9 wins, just 3 losses, and Taylor with the same record. And the games are what's important. Obviously, winning is good, but the games and how you win. Fritz, best in the league.
The games and the game differentials, those are really helping your team in the overall score of the match.
There's 5 threes, 5 twos, maybe even a 5-1. And one reason the Orange County Breakers are still in the race has been the play of Jennifer Brady. She started winning sets by wide margins. Suddenly, the Breakers are winning more matches. Better game from Sloane here. Start out with a couple of good first serves, get your confidence going.
This is one of the few times this year she's gotten to play early in the match. She's played a lot of matches, 4th place, 5th spot even. And that sitting around the bench is tough for someone who's not naturally a quick starter, quick out of the gates.
We don't have ball kids there. Nakashima helping out, running and clearing that ball from the net. return.
Oh, it looked like Sophia Kenin was sitting on that wide serve. She was able to establish positioning and then accelerate through that ball, send it back even faster than it came to her.
Played the drop shot, it didn't work out, so Stevens, the smash, able to get on the board. So he could breathe a little more easily now. You got the one game up on the board.
It's a big game for Chicago, much needed game. Sloane Stevens got a little help with a few errors from Kenin that game.
Players on the bench trying to get a little protection from the sun. Trying to spread themselves out on the bench too.
Sloane Stevens. When she saw that volley from Kenin popped up just a little bit, Sloane Stevens hit that gear that she always saves for when she really needs it. This was a pretty good pass, got the ball a little low, and it's an easy backhand for cross court, Sloane Stevens. When she opens up her stride like that, she can cover ground in a hurry.
Mentioned Kenin won a couple titles this year already. Last year she won 3 titles, but her best result might have been the win over Serena Williams at Roland Garros. Ironically enough, the last American to beat Serena at a Grand Slam, Sloane, Australian Open 2012. So Sloane has had some major results that helped catapult her into the bright lights, and say the same thing about Kenin. She just steps up with such belief, confidence.
Yeah, you watch the way that Kenin plays the big points. Almost always she plays her first shot cross court over the low part of the net. This allows her to be more aggressive. It's the longer diagonal on the court, lower part of the net. She almost defines aggression with discretion.
Ooh, and that one just missed. She tried to change it up and went up the line. Missed it. She's not happy about that. So Stevens back in it. 2 games all. We've traded breaks to the women's singles. Welcome back, everyone, to the Greenbrier. Sloane Stephens with a nice bounce back here in the women's singles against Sophia Kenin. So she's got the momentum, having won the last couple of games. She has the serve now. Can she keep it going for the smash? They would like to pull off the upset, maybe put themselves in contention for the #1 spot. Both these teams already in the playoffs, but their position going into the playoffs still to be established. Couple of shots along the baseline there, and I think we looked at each other like, was that ball in? Yeah. I think Sloane's saying the same thing.
Kenin might have hit 2 baselines on this point. That one looked long. But this forehand. Oh, man. Too close for us to call.
Hawkeye, the camera's making the calls today and throughout this entire season. That one was clearly long, so that's 15-30.
Those are 2 big ones for Sloane Stephens. I'd like to see her look for her inside-out forehand here, Leaf. Maybe get 1 or 2 inside-outs in a row.
Yeah, there's Coach Carden having a quick word with his charge. Sophia's dad is here with us as well, Alex. Heavy ball, and Sloane, who's very quick, still a little bit late on the two-hander.
Yeah, I thought Sloane Stephens hit a pretty good forehand up the line when she changed the direction of the rally. It was pretty heavy, but the depth from Kenin just overwhelming. So now that's a difficult ball to hit up the line.
Oh, yes!
Oh, what a huge point for Chicago. Sophia Kenin with the return that was so deep. This was a pretty good drop shot, but Sloane Stephens there in plenty of time. This passing shot was a huge one for her. Love the effort there.
Now we talk about the crowd here at this center court Creekside. Remember, only up to 500 people, but they really exploded in appreciation for that exchange. Winning return from Kenin. Stephens had done so well to save the 1 break point, but undone by this brilliant strike.
Sloane Stephens left this one a little early. Not enough legs on that serve. Left it short. Big rip for Kenin.
And the first deciding point of the day that goes to the Freedoms.
good sign for Sloane Stephens if you're making Kenin go to the drop shot this often, and if she's missing these drop shots. If you're showing her, hey, I can hang from the baseline, I'm not going to hit myself out of points early, you need to do something special to win these points against me. Sloane Stephens, she needs to find the Kenin forehand more. Sophia Kenin had a short forehand inside the court. She guided it, but then Stephens gave her a backhand again, her favorite shot. Press that forehand side.
There's the forehand. Sloane has a chance now, 15-40. Sloane's 6th season World Team Tennis.
Forehand is too good right there. She has time. She's dangerous on that side. But it's the three backhands to start the point. That puts Sloane Stephens behind early in the rally.
Yeah. And also, Kenin can build up confidence, right? Hitting her best shot. Maybe he'll knock down the forehand because of that. All right, deciding point. So Stephens can choose which court she wants to take the return in. Quick word with Coach Murray. That's long. And Stephens able to break down the Kenin forehand. You can see she's upset about that. So we've had a couple of trades and breaks. Even at 3 games all, fair amount of tension out there in this one.
Every player knows where their little Achilles heel is. And when someone pokes at it over and over and you start missing balls, it can really trigger you. That's how I felt yesterday when we hit balls. I started shanking a couple forehands.
Yeah. It's crazy intensity. It's coming at you. Oh, she set that up so brilliantly. And then threw it away, missing that in the alley. One of the best build-ups she's had.
Yeah, maybe the best point today that Stephens has played. Look at the positioning of Kenin. Consecutive balls backed by the Greenbrier logo. Sloane Stephens hitting this one a little too far.
Beautiful ace from Sloane, who's been as high as number 3 in the world. Now just inside the top 40. So hoping to rediscover some of the magic. Although Kenin is the one conjuring some nice two-handers. Well, you're right. If you're giving her too many backhands, you're doing a lot of running, and she can break you down.
Yeah, and like you said, she's building that confidence, too, when she hits a couple in a row. She starts to set up that backhand down the line eventually.
Now we've had 3 consecutive breaks of serve. Kenin's got some chances for another. So we'll see if Sloane can collect herself. Good point. Wow, Kenin is fired up about that.
Really good level from Sofia Kenin. Sloane Stephens finally got one forehand up to Kenin, but Sonia Kenin ripped it up the line, got this short ball, and putting the smash away with some authority right there from Kenin. And she continues to play aggressive on the big points. Good court positioning. She gets into the court, ends up making Sloane Stephens do more of the running on those points.
One of the qualities that makes her so great is the intensity she brings. A good point or a bad point, you know she's going to show up for the next one. Well, you know, that's not a bad time for it, but she's just 0 for 3 yet. Just doesn't have the feel on it today.
Well, a number of these drop shots, especially the missed ones, have been attempts from behind the baseline, a little too far back in the court, maybe too early in the rally. She hits that ball well when she cuts into the court on a short backhand, then hits the drop shot.
That's love 30. But Mark, there is something about the drop shot that's unique, because if you hit it and you do it well, they say you're a genius. If you miss the drop shot, you're an idiot, right? Why does that happen?
As a coach, that's just the way we do it.
Yeah, I guess that's the way it is. Because it is sort of a high-risk shot, and I guess it sort of has some flamboyance to it.
There's really, when you hit a drop shot, there's 3 or 4 things that can happen. Only one of them's good. Most of them are bad. You hit it too deep, you miss it wide, you miss it in the net.
So 15-30. Kenin's trying to close out the set here with her serve. Beautiful ball striking.
Just Take a look at where Sloane Stevens' next forehand lands. It's going to land right on top of the service line. And for Kenin, that's just too short. Need to put more pressure with depth. It's one of those things, Leaf, when you watch a match, is someone really playing that well, or did you, as a player, did you help them play well?
There wasn't as much room down the line, flirting with that sideline, lost it in the alley. Here's a set point. And again, Kenin just so solid off the ground, deep, heavy ground strokes. That's wide. And Kenin, brilliant set of tennis. He traded some breaks, but in the end, right at the finish, she was very dominant. So the Freedoms take the opening 2 sets. The Australian Open champ taking out a former US Open champ. Mixed doubles coming up next.
Download Tennis One, the official app of World Team Tennis. The one place for all your favorite teams. Get live player stats all from your phone. Watch international pay-per-view live with exclusive CrowdView Live. Download Tennis One, the official app of World Team Tennis.
Mixed doubles is next, and will feature for the Chicago Smash to the right of the chair, Grand Slam champion, world #1 in doubles in her career, Mattek-Sands. Bethany will be joined by the native of Carl, Indiana, playing college tennis at the University of Illinois.
Well, back at the Greenbrier, coming down the stretch of this 2020 season, and the Freedoms up 10-7 on the Chicago Smash. Our chosen foods mover of the match. Some brilliant moving done by Sofia Kenin, who not only was dealing with some aggressive play from Stevens, but also getting herself in a winning position as she outran Stevens.
Yeah, Kenin can use her legs to make up for parts of the match, maybe when she's not playing her best. That's just an added dimension, using those legs, using her physicality as a weapon.
And you can see a couple of the reasons why Philly is in the #1 seeded spot. Taylor Fritz alongside Kenin. Of course, Fritz is the closer today. Men's singles will be the final event. Looking forward to seeing Taylor take on Brandon Nakashima in that final event. But now it's mixed doubles. Fabrice Martin, the Frenchman. Taylor Townsend for the Freedom. And our first look at Bethany Mattek-Sands, who will play alongside Rajiv Ram. There's Taylor. And there's Bethany. Yeah, the Freedoms have got a couple of Taylors on their team, Fritz and Townsend. And they got a big, tall Frenchman who will serve first. Fabrice Martin. Remember that home team, when they set the order of the play, they'll serve first in that first event, third event, and fifth event. That's a big advantage. Townsend always so good up at the net. Of course, her net play really defines her game in a lot of ways.
Yeah, nice hands around the net. That one was a little feel/miss hit, maybe.
24 years of age. Plays, resides in Atlanta. So her coach is Donald Young's dad.
I think he knows a thing or two about working with a lefty that has good feel.
Yeah, D. Wise in the house. That one was a little cleaner.
Oh, man. The thing to watch with Taylor Townsend, her grip on the volleys is so strong. She has kind of a hard time straightening it out. She's going to go short angle on so many of those touch balls, especially below the height of the net.
Martin with that first serve delivery, that was, well, the machine didn't get it right. It says 74 miles an hour. I think that was more in the 120 range. I mentioned Martin out of, these days, Bradenton, Florida is where he spends most of his time, although he's a Frenchman. A lot of the French players over the years have set up bases in Florida. And historically, they tend to find residences in Switzerland.
Florida and Switzerland, what do those two places have in common?
Ron with a nice serve.
Nice smooth delivery that we're used to seeing from him.
6 feet 4 inches.
Oh, it made that pickup look easy. The forehand half volley off a pretty good return from Taylor Townsend. Rajiv Ram just neutralizing it, keeping it deep. Fabrice Martin, pretty nifty behind the back return on that net cord that was just long. Nice volley from Bethany Mattek-Sands. She knows the scouting report on her opponent. She knows Fabrice Martin likes to hit that return up the line, doesn't really hit it cross court as well. She's ready to defend, look for her angle.
Yeah, it always seems like she plays with a purpose. If she can't finish the point, she's setting it up to maybe do it on the next shot.
Yeah, she minimizes her risk and takes what she can get throughout the point until she gets the ball above the height of the net.
deep enough on the lob. Ram is happy to put that one away. If Chicago's going to knock off Philadelphia today, they're going to have to find ways to get some sense. They've lost the first 2 openers. They need some good news.
Move from Mattek-Sands. She was ready for Townsend to cover and for that ball to come back with a little bit of cross court to it. Eyes forward as soon as she reads the play and knows what's coming next. Great move from the veteran.
Yeah, the top spin volley.
Wow, what a serve from Taylor Townsend. The lefty slider. Little extra get up and go from the line there.
So Ram's got a second serve. I formation from the Freedoms. Not the return that he wanted. Smart. Good with a high volley. Very skilled off that backhand side, too. All right, deciding point. So gender to gender in the mixed doubles. So Taylor's gonna serve to Bethany.
So Rajiv Ram running a set play here. Bethany Mattek's gonna try to get the return low. Watch for Ram to make a move.
Townsend had some space up the line. She tried to carve it cross court and missed it wide. So Chicago does get the break.
Tough to hit that volley cross when you see Ram already moving. The court gets a lot smaller all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's an indication where movement can win you the point, right? You sort of distract your opponent, take them sort of off their game.
The experience of this doubles team, you know, doing set plays on the return. You don't see that a whole lot from players who don't play a lot of doubles. They can create that chaos that you want.
Nice work from Townsend. Good scrambling. Reestablished that good position up at the net. And then finished. Just got a real sense of how to play up there.
Yeah, probably a ball Rajiv Ram could have put away with a little more on it.
Serve out wide, set up Ram at the net. the Smash trying to hang on to this break advantage. 5-time Grand Slam champion serving. Got a lot of doubles this year with Sophia Kenin.
Oh, look at the hands from Rajiv Ram. Well, Fabrice Martin, we know he likes the down-the-line return. Pretty good stick on his backhand volley, but a stick save from Rajiv Ram.
Yeah, and on that forehand side, too. Listen to this. Oh, he got some stick on that volley. Reflexed it for the winner.
It was actually a great angle before, too, about how close Rajiv Ram gets to the net behind the Mattek-Sands first serve.
Chance to get to 3-1. Take the game. They were down love 30, but found a way back. So they're cutting into this deficit. It's 11-10. Mixed doubles is the third event, as Chicago and Philadelphia scoring off. Top two teams in the league, and maybe a top setting, isn't it? Look at the playoff future and the update. Chicago, Orlando, Philly are in. Freedoms clinching the #1 seed if they get the win today. And the Empire trying to clinch that fourth and final playoff spot if they take out Orange County, and Washington has a loss. So we'll see how it plays out today. We'll keep it right here on TC to see how it unfolds. Orange County, New York Empire, and then Las Vegas at DC. So Fabrice Martin with the serve, down 1-3.
Great first serves here from Fabrice Martin. 131 up the tee. Just a nice smooth motion, simple, not a lot of wasted movement. Like most of the modern big men, he gets into the pinpoint position. He starts with his right foot back and brings his right foot up right next to his front foot.
Well, there was no second serve there. That was 2 firsts. And the ace out wide. Second game for Philly. 12-10 now, the lead. So 4th ace for the Freedoms.
It's fun to be the net man when you have a hold like that. Don't have to hit any balls.
A nice easy game for Townsend. Will no doubt want to focus on the returns, try and get the break back. And 121 down the tee. So Rahm has his own pace that he can deliver. Of course, Fabrice Martin's favorite player that he looked up to is Pete Sampras. He's getting an idea of what the Sampras serve looked like when he watches this one come at him. What an exchange. And Rahm missed a point or a chance to close it out, and that really was a great exchange at the net.
Yeah, but fun to watch. Rajiv Ram, every time the rally got neutralized, he would soften the pace and try to drop it low at Townsend's feet. And eventually the lob volley got it done for them.
Townsend.
Townsend with the winner.
This is a beautiful backhand cross court here from Townsend, but she has to hit a winner here, otherwise they're out of the play.
It's interesting how much respect Mattek-Sands sort of claims on the court.
Yeah, that's a
Martin
ball.
didn't go to Bethany.
Especially, that's his more comfortable shot, pulling that shot up the line.
Just didn't want to go there. And there's why. She's got some skills up there, Sands. It's 4-2. So the Smash, 1 game closer to getting their first set. Obviously trying to keep it close as you pass the baton down the line to the next group. Women's doubles and then men's singles. Full foul ball out of play. And remember, the fans get to keep those balls that land up in the stands. Nice little souvenir.
That body serve really presenting problems. The last 2 points for Chicago. First one to Mattek, next one to Rahm.
Rahm giving that just a little extra. Look at who's watching there. Our CEO of World Team Tennis, Carlos Silva. Wisely wearing the mask, making sure we're all safe. That's out. And that's one of the protocols in the stadium is that you wear the mask unless you're seated wonderful job that he's done in making this happen, getting it done in a way that's been safe. Considerations for everyone involved.
I wouldn't expect anything less of my fellow Boston College Eagle.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Well, can't say anything about that. My son went to Boston College too, so it's all in the family for us.
Oh, nice finish from Taylor Townsend.
Although Sloane's mom, Sybil, she was a wonderful swimmer, and she was at BU.
Down the street,
Down the street. It was at Commonwealth Ave, I believe. One of those.
She was an All-American, yeah, on Com Ave, right down the street at BU.
But not BC.
Call it a safety school. I'm just kidding.
Oh! Okay, now no letters from our BU fans. Yeah, it's a sweet strike. And Freedom's trying to find a way back. Sands, I should say Mattek-Sands is serving for the set. I think that's a good play in mixed doubles. Make sure somebody's home on that line. Oh! Really good shot.
Rajiv Ram, so much feel, but what was that feel on the one-handed backhand?
Good time for a Geico timeout. Just make Mattek-Sands think about this. For Murray a chance just to get the troops right, get them moving in the right direction. Craig Carden there in the red cap, 10 years with Philly. A very strong relationship he has with Billie Jean King, who's still part owner. You know, Billie likes to be involved in all that's unfolding with her favorite team. She started out with this team back in 1974. Not enough angle. Townsend able to intercept.
Nice awareness here from Taylor Townsend getting in close. Rajiv Ram's not doing too much shifting, and that leaves him a little vulnerable to that shot.
There was a big moment there as Mattek-Sands curled that cross court, saved the break point. And you can see the break points that Chicago has had 7 of those come in the opening set in the men's doubles, failed to convert any of those. Another Geico timeout. A lot of game planning going on. What's the serve? What's the tendency? What's the move? There's a lot to consider.
Yeah, you know Martin likes to go up the line, the big points, doesn't really get around the outside of the ball, hits that shot more naturally. So if you're Rajiv Ram, you're gonna move forward, but you're gonna stay home.
Right here.
Tremendous serve. Found the corner. Found enough pace to bother Martin, so that's a deciding point. Again, we've had a few important ones. They're all important, but this one even more so.
Oh, great serve from Mattek-Sands. She walks it off. That was a huge one for Chicago.
Yes, Ram and Mattek-Sands take the set. recover from 15-40 down in that last game. They worked so well together. So the Smash have taken a set, and this one's just getting good. Coming up next, the women's doubles.
It's dog days of summer here in West Virginia at the Greenbrier in White Sulphur Springs. It's a look at Winston. It's Taylor Townsend's pup, and the Freedoms up 13-12 right now on the Smash with massive playoff implications in this one. If the Philly Freedoms do hang on and win this, then they would secure first place. If the Chicago Smash win this, they're going to need some help, and some other things need to happen in order to take over that first place as well. Regardless, it's going to be a very exciting finish to the 2020 World Team Tennis season. In fact, it's already been an exciting 2020. We are 18 days into this, and from the inception of the idea that we were going to pull this season off to where we are right now, it's been a complete and total team effort away from the court. On the court, it's been the same, and it has been some of the best tennis that we have seen, of course, all summer long. Week 1 was fantastic. Week 2 was even better. Here's a look. Week 2 of WTT 2020 brought out all the best in World Team Tennis. Some teams distanced themselves from the rest of the pack, while those in the middle kept clawing back daily to try and reach the playoffs. The expansion Chicago Smash, led by Kamal Murray, used every weapon they had available to clinch a spot in the playoffs. The future superstar Brandon Nakashima battling his way through some of the top American players. The Smash are ready to hoist the King Trophy. The Philadelphia Freedoms are once again inching towards the top record in the league for the 3rd year in a row, and a hope to change the fortunes of the past 2 years when they fell just short of a title. What we have also found after week 2 are a couple of young women who have raised their games, and their team as well. Jessica Pegula of the Orlando Storm has taken her game to another level and helped the Storm to a chance at the playoffs as they have rallied from a tough 3-4 start to win 4 in a row heading into week 3. And while the Orange County Breakers have not achieved the success they were hoping for, Jen Brady has emerged as a force in World Team Tennis. In addition to the talk of the young emerging talent WTT 2020 has brought, we cannot forget the veterans who have raised their games and their squads. Kim Clijsters has fought through injury and become a leader not only on the court, but off it for the New York Empire. And Venus Williams has brought the crowds to their feet with some of her gutsy play. World Team Tennis can be cruel. Fortunes can be changed by one serve, 1 point, 1 game. Emotions run high. Tennis's best have come together for these 3 weeks at the Greenbrier. And the race for the King Trophy will only get better as we head toward finals weekend. Well, 2 weeks already in the books and some more exciting tennis coming your way. In fact, we've got it coming your way all day today here on the Tennis Channel with the match you're currently watching. Back with you at 3 o'clock and then with you again tonight at 6 o'clock to close off what is already turning out to be a very exciting and good day of tennis on number 18 here from the Greenbrier. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, it'll be time for women's doubles at Center Court Creekside. Mattek-Sands and Eugenie Bouchard taking on Taylor Townsend and Sophia Kenin. Leaf and Mark with the call after this.
Back at this beautiful spot, the Greenbrier, which, by the way, is named after a green-stemmed vine that is common in the southern Appalachians, the Greenbrier. See this beautiful setting. Here's what it looks like today so far. A couple opening sets for the Freedoms. And the first set is Mattek-Sands and Ram for the smash. So it's warmed up nicely for the women's doubles. Bethany Mattek-Sands. She'll be alongside Eugenie Bouchard. They've been a very successful pair this season. Taylor Townsend serving alongside Sophia Kenin.
Yeah, one of the things Bethany Mattek-Sands does is she makes you play a lot of balls early in points, early in games.
That's out. That's a little 30. Bouchard has really had a fine season. She used her time in the break to really train hard. Spent a lot of time in Las Vegas with Gil Reyes. Also hit balls with Andre Agassi and Stephanie Graf. Not a bad pair of people to train your game with. Bouchard also worked with Renee Stubbs, former world #1 in doubles. The Aussie lives in the States, and they've been training together, trying to get her serve together. So some nice moves by Bouchard.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how her motion looks right now. She's keeping the racket moving, getting a better turn. Nice more pop at the top, little pronation.
So Chicago's got some chances here in the opening game. Right at love. 13 games all. So look at the Chicago smash, and you can see where some of their biggest and best results have come, and that's women's doubles.
Yeah, they've just been dominant this year in the mixed doubles, and it's games like that, a first return game where they make 4 returns, just hit balls through their opponents, nothing special. That's how you break serve and get ahead.
Here's Jeannie, obviously out of Montreal originally, Miami Beach, 26 years of age in her 5th season, World Team Tennis.
Yeah, the serve motion looks really good, especially when she's in sync, has good rhythm, slow start. The serve's like a progressive buildup. You start slow and then can accelerate through at contact.
Finally able to finish with the volley.
But Chicago made them work a lot harder for that point than they might have had to in the beginning. Bethany Mattek-Sands extending the play. And you like when you're making opponents hit shots of that difficulty just to win a point.
What a strike. Clean.
Right here.
Mattek-Sands movement right there. Because she understands what court she has to work with, basically wherever she is in the rectangle, and there, just enough angle to make Taylor Townsend hit the ball back to her and then get it away from her.
So here's another deciding point. Mattek-Sands Doing some great work up there to get them to 2-love. And officially their first lead of the day at 14-13. So this is a nice move by Chicago as we're getting to the end of it. Check out who's been dominant the last 10 points played. Chicago. 7-3. Yeah, not a bad strike from Bouchard. She's got so much faith in that two-hander. Definitely her best shot, although her forehand's not bad either.
Yeah, to me, that's a confident decision. That's a confident error. She, as you said, she really struck that one.
Good game from the Freedom, and they needed it. So on the board in the women's doubles, some of the major champions on the rosters here in World Team Tennis in 2020: Coco Vandeweghe, Betta Peschke, Kim Kleisters. Major titles, including U.S. Open. Grand Slam doubles champions this year. A lot of savvy about how to play points, how to get it done. Mattek-Sands, one of the best of them.
Bethany Mattek-Sands won some of those titles, actually all of them, with Lucy Safarova.
Yeah, Safarova retiring last year. Yeah, those doubles titles from Kleisters. She was #1 in singles, obviously, but also #1 in doubles.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. Yeah. All right, so a nice service hold for Bethany Mattek-Sands. That's 3-1 for Chicago. It's a lot of energy on this Chicago team. This is Evan King.
He's hitting him with the Soldier Boy.
And I think Sloan is enjoying it more than almost anyone. She's having a good time watching him get this done. Of course, he's made some nice contributions this season on the doubles court. I mean, I know he can dance, yes, but he's also a pretty good tennis player, the left-hander out of the University of Michigan. It's amazing how many Kings have distinguished themselves. We had Kevin King playing for Philadelphia, 2018. Vanya King was an MVP. Of course, the trophy's got Billie Jean King's name on it. Evan King is the best dancer in that group. Although I have yet to see Billie Jean King dance, but I hope she'll be, I hear she's in town. So hoping to see her soon. So the Freedoms and Taylor Townsend trying to get more games on the board. Stay in this one, down 1-3. Townsend, born in Chicago, trained a bit with Kamau Murray before ultimately heading to Atlanta, where she's working with Donald Young's dad. She doesn't miss many of those.
Taylor Townsend, nice depth in the volley, and one of the best in women's tennis when it comes to overheads.
Gave Ketten some time.
So quick hands up here, good reflexes. Taylor Townsend keeping the point alive, and Tonya Kennen, easy shot for her, the backhand through the middle of the court.
About the drop shot, Mark, and I got a tweet from William J. Wood. And he says, I think the use of the drop shot depends on timing. Chris Everett hardly ever missed one, and she usually did it at exactly the right moment. In regards to Sophia Kenin, of course, Chris Everett, a two-time MVP with the Phoenix Rackets in World Team Tennis. Nearly trouble. A little bit of altitude carried it over the baseline.
Look for the ball.
Kenin was at the net and actually retreated to the baseline when she saw there was space in front of her. I don't think she felt comfortable.
Yeah, you're exactly right. She went back to her comfort zone.
Paid off. They got the point.
Yeah, I'm just reflecting on what you read, and it kind of points out what separates the greatest players of all time from the rest, and it's their decision making and like their mental game in the big moments.
bring it up the line, but over the baseline. So 30 all.
A couple of good cross-court backhands from Bouchard. This is a couple times that Kennan's exited that cross-court rally a little early.
Yeah, certainly Chris Everett was someone who made such clever decisions on that court. Didn't give you much.
Yeah, she didn't miss many balls, period.
Yeah. So she was always playing the high percentage. She has something to work with there. One reason why Everett's game matched up so well against Navratilova is that it was such a great rivalry. Navratilova was applying all sorts of pressure, trying to get into the net, and Everett was stout in her defense. Of course, Navratilova, multi-MVP in World Team Tennis.
So you talk about someone who can contribute in singles, doubles, and mixed.
Yeah, she was really the ultimate World Team Tennis player.
Good kick serve, great second serve from Jeannie Bouchard. She needs to continue trying to hit serves to the backhand spots of both boxes. It's going to help her reinforcing that pronation, that long axis rotation that gets the ball moving and gives it spin. It's a great thing to do with young players. Like slice serves, you can get away with some little habits, but hitting to the backhand spot of both boxes, the right-hander's backhand, helps reinforce that pronation that the big servers all do so well.
Every game's important. This one even more so for the Freedoms, as the Smash have turned this around a bit now, up 16-15.
Yeah, look at the depth there from Kennan. Those quick hands through the hitting zone right there from Taylor Townsend.
She's ready to play a volley. Suddenly, that pops up. Kennan with a good serve into that backhand corner you're talking about, Mark. So that's 4-3. So Chicago's going to serve for it. Mattek-Sands trying to get it done. And you can see the temperatures have really risen as we've gotten into the day. The sun is breaking through the clouds. The humidity is fairly high. So that's been pretty much the conditions we've been dealt with. You know, talking to some people around the hotel, they say this summer has been dramatically hotter than past years. Serving for the set.
What a point. Jeannie Bouchard getting up for this overhead, keeping her team in the game. What a great finish coming up for Bethany Mattek-Sands, right splitting the team. Yeah, Jeannie Bouchard needs to be ready this game. I think a lot of returns are going to come her way. That first return from Townsend actually was a return she could have hit. Kennan obviously targeting her in this one. Let's get a good ready position, wide base, hands up.
Townsend got herself in the right position, just missed the volley. Excellent delivery down the tee. That's been an effective serve for her today. Set points. Just a little wide.
Oh, Mattek-Sands had a really good look at that pass.
She missed that one as well. And I don't think Mattek-Sands wanted to go back to Kennan. You know, oftentimes she'll take that ball and come in. I think she wanted to challenge Townsend, maybe finish off the point.
I think it's a good choice. Yeah, I think it's a good choice. I think Bouchard also could have gotten involved in the first ball. This is where, if you're Bethany Mattek-Sands, you encourage her, hey, get out of your comfort zone a little bit, make an attempt for one of those balls.
Okay, that middle area is ripe for the taking. You have to be fearless. Oh, the net cord carries wide. Chicago takes the set 5-3. Women's doubles has been a strong suit for the Chicago side, and it is again today. They take it 5-3. They're up 17-16. The last event, the men's singles, coming up. Taylor Fritz and Brandon Nakashima. atop the standings.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, plenty of action here at Center Court Creekside at the Greenbrier, and we've come down to the final event. It's a good one. A couple of young Americans who've played with much distinction this season. Taylor Fritz for the Freedom, he's on the left. There's Brandon Nakashima for the Smash on the right. Nice matchup. What do you think is going to be a key in this matchup?
Brandon Nakashima is going to need to defend the pace early of Fritz and push Fritz off the baseline. Also, he's going to need to defend his first serve. Last time they played, Nakashima only won 50% of his own first serve points. That's not good enough against Taylor Fritz.
He's a talented young teen. Of course, Taylor. He's now 22 years of age. He was a talented teen at one time, but he's getting more and more talented as he gets older. Fourth season, Palos Verdes. Grew up in San Diego.
Absolutely. Rancho Santa Fe.
As did Nakashima.
Used to go up to their house and practice, Fritz's house.
nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Taylor's father, Guy, longtime tennis coach, player himself. Kathy May, his mom, was a former top tenor at WTA. See how successful he's been. Taylor, best in the league in singles.
It's a high tennis IQ household right there.
It sure is. Paul Anacone and David Nankin helping develop Taylor's tennis even further. Good deep ball there, found the air. Serve and the forehand doing the damage in that point. Here's a look at the universal tennis rating, comparing the two. Nakashima, very strong in the ranks, but Taylor's got the edge today, and both very skilled on a hard court. And it's based on their most recent 30 matches over the past 12 months. Strength of competition, number of games won. Very skilled from the back of the court. Both with great two-handed backhands.
Putting a lot of pressure on the Nakashima forehand early, especially through the court. Brandon Nakashima is very comfortable when you open up some angles. He gets a little bit of direction on the ball. Not as comfortable playing from the middle with that forehand.
Nakashima's play in singles, equally impressive. Ranked below Fritz, however. Nakashima doing well to get back to 30 all.
Really getting more comfortable moving into the court, that transition game.
Breaking down Nakashima's backhand there. Earned himself a break point. And Craig Carden having a word with his closer. As you can see, the match score now tied at 17 games all. Not going to be much extended play here. This is going to be decided by this set.
Nakashima is so good at executing, playing each point with value. Not a lot of drop off from point to point for Brandon Nakashima.
The receiver's choice on the service, coming up to the outside.
It's out. Nakashima hangs on. Big game.
He barely hung on. He barely hung on. The Fritz ball was getting deeper and deeper in the court.
All right, so Fritz to serve.
Taylor Fritz has spent so much time in the gym doing the off-court work over the last year or so. Brought his man Wolf Oswald here to continue the work. It's so important for him to be able to move into the corners and play aggressive from there, play long physical points. Such a valuable window for Brandon Nakashima to get, looking at someone like Taylor Fritz and seeing where his body needs to get to in order to compete. The physicality and the intensity point to point. Oh, what a get. That's the movement we were talking about with Taylor Fritz. A great return from Nakashima, getting a short ball. Doesn't quite do enough with the approach depth-wise, but Taylor Fritz establishing positioning with that right leg and bracing and getting behind the ball. Great pass cross court.
Strong game from Fritz in defense and also on the attack with the serve. Here's a playoff update. Chicago, Orlando, Philly all clinch spots, and the Freedoms can clinch the #1 seed if they take out the Smash today. The New York Empire, they're trying to clinch that 4th and final playoff spot if they can do it with a win over Orange County and a Washington Castle loss. So plenty to play for today. The Empire taking on Orange County next. And the third match of the day, Las Vegas taking on DC, the Washington Castles.
Great return from Taylor Fritz. The down the middle play is so valuable, all levels of tennis. You don't leave your opponent with any angle. Not really many people who can do much with a deep ball down the middle.
And that's what a good serve deep down the middle can do for you. Get you a free one. You mentioned Taylor Fritz's coaches. Brandon Nakashima worked a bit with Pat Cash, and now he's traveling with Dusan Vemic. Vemic also had about 6 years of world team tennis in his touring days. Quite an accomplished coach.
As well as a Serbian guy named Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That turned out to be pretty good.
Ever heard of him?
Yeah. I think so. Might be #1 in the world. He's come up with some big serves. 126. Lob down the backhand side. Nakashima couldn't do enough with it. Fritz took full advantage.
Taylor Fritz just covered some ground so far from behind the court. He got in there so quickly, got up to that short ball.
A deciding point to Nakashima. Hang in there. You can see this one poised at 18 games all. Might be the most deciding point, important deciding point we've had. Great, what a 1-2 punch that was. So Nakashima wins 2 deciding points, and that's how we're poised at 2 games all. And it's 19-18 the smash. We've got a good one going on with Chicago and Philadelphia. The smash up 19-18. They bounced back from having lost the 2 opening matches. Now it's poised at 2 games all in the final event, the men's singles. Here's what our schedule looks like today. Orange County Breakers and New York Empire. Both those teams still in the hunt. Empire hoping to close it down and hope for a Vegas win over DC. That would improve their chances of getting in. In fact, it would lock up that 4th spot. Orange County Breakers, if they can win out the next 2 matches, they've got a shot too. As does DC have an outside chance. So this is a day loaded with playoff implications. This match all about the number 1 seed.
What a backhand. Taylor Fritz with the open stance backhand out of the backhand corner. It's all about establishing that left leg from here and then accelerating the racket head up the line.
Good return pressure there. Now, when Taylor was Nakashima's age, he played to the Memphis final in his 3rd ATP event. When you think of some of the past Americans reaching their first final, Connors took 10 tries. Roddick took 10 tries. Agassi, 11. Taylor got there in his 3rd ATP event, so he was a precocious talent. So a couple of errors out wide on the forehand. Still in command at 40-30. Nakashima's so dangerous with his return game.
God, what a good ball down the middle. So much depth, Taylor Fritz.
3-2, and that's 19 games all as we inch closer to the dramatic finish. Here's a look at Taylor Fritz. Won the US Open Junior title in 2015. Also got to the Roland Garros final. 5 ATP Challenger titles. And mentioned Memphis. Youngest finalist since Michael Chang, who was 17. I think he got to the finals of a tournament called Roland Garros. Lost in the finals of Acapulco. Rafa Nadal, who is also a teenage Grand Slam champion. Doesn't happen too often these days, does it? Very close to the line. We've got so many fine young American players these days. Who do you think's going to be the next American to win a major title, a Grand Slam title?
Oh man, what a question that is.
I'm not going to throw you an easy one. That's a tough one.
No, there's so many good players to be excited about. Taylor Fritz, Francis Tiafoe, Riley Opelka. I think Riley Opelka has a chance to win any tournament he plays by virtue of his serve. Brand Nakashima, obviously, for 18, competing with these players at this level.
What about Tennis Sandgren? He seems like a bullish kind of player who plays great in Australia.
He's shown the ability to go deep in slams and to make himself a factor.
Likes 3 out of 5 sets.
He made a deep run at the second week one at Wimbledon as well.
Nice play from Nakashima. Taylor Fritz going with the one-handed, left-handed jab. Here's a look at the top-ranked American men. John Isner still atop the list. Taylor Fritz hot on his tail. Opelka, Query, Tennis Sangren, Tommy Paul making some nice moves. Stevie Johnson always in the mix, and Francis Tiafoe, he slipped down a bit, but he's got some aspirations to bigger and better things.
I mean, if we're talking about Grand Slams, we have to look at the fact that nobody's broken through other than this current, big three, maybe big four. And whoever wins outside of that group will need a couple things going their way.
Yeah.
You need an upset, maybe one of the big guys is hurt or something, and you need the draw to break your way. You need a little help.
How about this U.S. Open? That's a little hard.
Yeah, this U.S. Open, not many players will come in being match tough. The players coming from here will have a big advantage, I think.
Rafa Nadal might not play. He might be looking forward to the clay with all the travel restrictions that have yet to be ironed out that could inhibit the entry list for European players. Excellent serve out wide there. And of course, Roger on the sidelines. Rafa's not playing. I think Novak will play. Excellent game. That's one of his best service games, when he's had plenty of them in this season, that's for sure. One reason he's 9-3 in men's singles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are deadlocked at 20 all.
All right, up to Nakashima. Try and get a hold and force a tiebreak.
Play from Nakashima. Big backhand up the line and then cuts off the short forehand. This backhand up the line changed the point. Like how he gets into the court right there. Big forehand up the line. It's a play they've been working on a lot in practice. No lateral movement. He moved to the angle. Take time away. Take the ball at the top of the bounce.
I mean, you've said a number of times you feel the backhand down the line is the most important shot in the men's game.
Absolutely. Most players nowadays are very comfortable playing out of the backhand corner, using their inside out to construct points. The backhand up the line is the kryptonite for that game style.
That wide, missed it. So Nakashima's getting closer.
But you look at Brandon Nakashima, no indication of the score or the situation. He just goes out and executes. Very organized with his game. When you watch him, you have a clear idea of how he's trying to win points. You look at other young players, oftentimes they're more unorganized. You're not quite sure that they know how they want to use their weapons. Yeah, that slow forehand is one that can give him trouble sometimes. Not quite as comfortable opening up in his stance and relaxing the hand, brushing up on it. Prefers the tempo where he can step in.
tennis. Fritz was defending as best he could, but it wasn't good enough as Nakashima powers right through. And Chicago restores that one-game advantage. So Fritz is going to have to win this tiebreak. Otherwise, the Smash are going to take home the win.
A 9-point tiebreaker. First to win 5 points will win the tiebreak. If Philadelphia wins the tiebreak, we will go to a super tiebreak. However, if Chicago wins the tiebreak,
so if Fritz does take the 9-point tiebreak, it'll be 21 games all. We would have a super tiebreak, which would be the first man to 7 points, a 1-point advantage. What a start. Nice to have that ace up your sleeve.
Serious hitting from Brandon Nakashima there. Really let a couple of those forehands go with some incredible pace.
Yeah, if you have that kind of firepower, you can really knock Fritz off balance, test his movement. And he got the mini break as a result. That's wide. A little wild early in the rally.
let's go, Philly.
That's 3-1. He takes both of the Nakashima service points, so they're going to change ends, and Fritz is going to come around and serve now with a distinct advantage. He's got 2 serves, so the set is within reach.
Taylor Fritz making a concerted effort to establish that positioning again, to get inside the court.
Fritz, remember, wins the tiebreak, wins the set 5-4. It'd be 21 games all. A super tiebreaker would be played then. Actually, a 13-point tiebreak, really. Could go to 6 points all, and then the 1 point would decide it, going to 7. This match has been so close all the way through. Maybe it deserves a super tiebreak. We'll see what Nakashima has up his sleeve. That was a good serve, and Nakashima almost pulled up a winning return. So set points. So Philly takes the set. And we have a super tiebreak coming up. We don't get these every day. We've had a few of them this season, but it has to initially come down, to the match being extended to where the score is even. And the first team to 7 points wins the super tiebreaker in the match. Doesn't need to be a 2-point advantage, just the 1. So a premium on, getting off to a good start? What's the secret to playing a super tiebreak well?
Make first serves, put returns in play. See if your opponent will give you anything for free early, then you look to be aggressive. This game rewards risk takers. Solid early in the point, then be aggressive with your weapon.
Yeah, here's the coin toss to see who will serve first. Looks like Roger Pennington is our man in the chair for this one. Chicago will serve first.
That means Philadelphia would end the match with the last 3 serves in the tiebreak, in the super tiebreak. A 13-point super tiebreaker will be played. First team to win 7 points. 7 points will win the match.
Oh, just a little too predictable, and Fritz comes up with a running pass. Brilliant.
Oh, that's why you do the squats in the gym and the sprints on the track, so you can run balls down in crunch time.
What a start for the Freedoms. Nakashima on his heels with the second serve. It's good tennis. He settled himself down after the shock of losing the opening point.
I like Brandon Nakashima continues to be aggressive towards safe targets there. And again, no hangover from the point before. Goes right back out, plays a good point to follow it up.
Geico timeout. No timeouts remaining, so we'll move on. On the baseline. 2 points all. All right, still change ends, and it's Nakashima up 4-2. What's interesting about the season, we said we haven't had too many of them. Brandon Nakashima played a super tiebreak against the New York Empire. He won the last set against Jack Sock 5-4, and that forced it into extended play. He won 1 game and then beat Sock in the super tiebreak 7-5. So he's got a taste of the super tiebreak before. Maybe this 4-2 lead is evidence of that.
Yeah, that was a tricky set against Jack Sock as well.
Let's see what Fritz has at 2-4. Good first serve. Fritz does what he needs to do, and that's protect his 2 service points. Now a little bit of pressure on the teenager. had a swing on the pass.
Taylor Fritz was trying to coax Nakashima into an error. Maybe it was a little too passive.
Excellent delivery. Right in the backhand corner. That's 6-4. So remember, Fritz has the final 3 serves. Nakashima with match points. Ooh, net cord. Taylor Fritz is living right. 6-5. So it comes down to 1 point to see who will get the win today. The Freedom's the number 1 team in the league, the Smash the number 2. I think Taylor Fritz enjoys moments like this. A way back, and the Freedoms pull off the win. So Taylor Fritz saved 2 match points, and it's 22-21. What a match.
Just a massive effort from Taylor Fritz.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, at 3 p.m. at the top of the hour, you'll see Orange County taking on...
In fact, with the match coming down to the single point, he actually saved 3 match points. And disappointment for Nakashima, but what an effort to get into this position.
Brandon Nakashima was barely holding on early in that set. Incredible effort to get it into the breaker. Played a very good tiebreak, but Taylor Fritz too good at the end.
Yeah, that is a brilliant victory for the Freedoms, and they clinched the number 1 seed in the playoffs. And even Taylor Towns' dog is pretty thrilled about that. Winston. There's Barbara Perry there, the GM. Yeah, what a performance from Taylor Fritz down the stretch.
Just ice water in the veins. Taylor Fritz saving those match points with some depth. Like he's talking about that backhand I hit. He hit an unbelievable backhand about 6 inches off the baseline.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz, our guaranteed rate player of the match. He went into the men's singles in that last set, down 17-16. Wins it 5-4 in the tiebreak. And in the super tiebreak, Nakashima had 3 match points, but failed to convert, and instead Fritz gets it done. So Nakashima put in the mileage, though, didn't he? Our Chosen Foods mover of the match. These guys were really doing some great movement. Nakashima's got a lot of skills, and footwork and movement is one of them.
He moves so well. You know, it hurts to lose, but an old coach of mine used to say, it should hurt to lose. He's got a lot to be proud of for the way he competed today.
An excellent young competitor, and he's just getting going at 18 years of age. Taylor Fritz and the Freedom, they get the win. 22-21, a super tiebreak decides it.
World Team Tennis is brought to you by Geico. Did you know that right now, Geico is offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, and RV policies? That's on top of what Geico can already save you. So what are you waiting for? Visit geico.com to learn more. By the Greenbrier Valley in West Virginia, home to scenic trails and quiet rivers, friendly mountain towns, and America's resort, the Greenbrier. And by Chosen Foods. Join them in their sun-drenched utopia and visit chosenfoods.com. The avocado celebrated. Oh, a beautiful look at the 18th hole at Old White. Now, how about a look at this? Taylor Fritz puts the Philly Freedoms on top of the Chicago Smash, 22-21 in a super tiebreak. You knew it was going to be an exciting one. Glad to have you with us here on the Tennis Channel post-match. Highlights and more coming up in just a few moments. But Taylor Fritz has been the man on the Philadelphia Freedoms certainly throughout this season. And as we've gotten closer to the playoffs, he has ramped up. He's our guaranteed rate player of the match. He joins us right now, socially distanced on set. Taylor, it's good to see you again. That is some incredible tennis you just played there against Brandon in that final set.
Yeah, going into that match down by one, I wanted it. That's why I play fifth. I feel confident in those situations. It came down to the very end. He played very well. I had chances to break. He fought them off well, so we ended up going to the breaker in the set, then the final breaker. So, I just barely got it.
Confidence is a big thing. You mentioned that, but you saved 3 match points there. Is that all just that confidence, that belief, and cool and calm throughout?
Yeah, definitely. I knew when I grabbed that point on his serve pretty early on, I could afford to drop a serve point or two and still get those 3 points at the end there. That's what I wanted. I wanted to serve second so I can get those 3 points at the end. Even if it is down 3 match points, I feel confident under pressure on my serve that I can win those 3 in a row.
It's good stuff. Let's talk about the future now. Obviously, you guys secure that top seed, so locked in the playoffs. You got the number 1 seed, everything you wanted. Is it scoreboard watching now for you? Is there a desired opponent, or is it just build that confidence throughout?
I think we're just, we're trying to find the lineup that works best, the order that works best now, especially that we're the 1 seeds. We want to know what's the best order to play, and I think we're pretty locked in. This match definitely helps, add to the reasoning of putting me fifth, and then I think we're just going to be watching. I don't really think we're scared of any of the other teams.
Well, you guys have blasted through all of them so far this season. Certainly the favorite. Certainly some fantastic tennis from you and everybody else. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you.
Taylor Fritz, an incredible one. He is our guaranteed rate player of the match. This one goes to the super tiebreak, but the Freedoms prevail over the Smash 22-21. Highlights and more next.
So back at the beautiful Greenbrier in a brilliant match. The Freedoms 22, the Chicago Smash 21. So let's look at the highlights with the Freedoms and the Smash. Men's doubles kicked it off. Brandon Nakashima, Rajiv Ram taking on Taylor Fritz and Fabrice Martin. Fritz and Martin, the heavier servers of the duo. But the Smash doing well to protect their serve.
Yeah, Brandon Nakashima, some big hitting from the baseline early, but it was Taylor Fritz with a backhand pass down the line.
And again, Fritz really playing some fine tennis in the doubles. Came down to a set point in the tiebreak. And Fabrice Martin with a backhand 5-4. Up next, the women's singles. Sophia Kenin, the Australian Open champ, taking on Sloane Stephens, a former US Open champ. So this was Grand Slam champ squaring off.
Watch the run from Sloane Stephens here, tracking this one down in a good cross-court pass.
Break point for the Freedoms there. Kenin finishing it off with a smash, and now she's trying to finish it off on her serve. And she does just that. So Kenin gets the best of Sloane, 5-3. Mixed doubles next. Taylor Townsend, Fabrice Martin. First look at Bethany Mattek-Sands alongside Ram. How about the reflex volley from Ram?
Bethany Mattek-Sands came up with some clutch serving, but this pass was something special from Fabrice Martin, the backhand cross-court angle.
Here was a set point, and Ram able to get it done at the net. Mattek-Sands taking care of her serve. Chicago gets their first set, 5-3. Women's doubles next. Townsend alongside Kenin. Mattek-Sands alongside Jeannie Bouchard, the Canadian. And how about that get by Mattek-Sands? Really a fine point as the Freedoms had to work hard to get their points. Mattek-Sands and Bouchard took it 5-3. We'll come down to the men's singles. Nakashima in the smash up 17-16. Could Taylor Fritz make something happen? He was sharp, as was Nakashima, as they traded holds of serve into the tiebreak. Nakashima trying to press for the victory. But Taylor Fritz too good when he needed it. That's the tiebreak, and this would force the two men to square off in a super tiebreak. First man to 7. And early on, Taylor Fritz came up with this to get things going in his bag.
What a running pass from Taylor Fritz, showing the mobility, but Brandon Nakashima created a little space in the scoreboard, taking an early lead from Taylor Fritz.
Yeah, these guys are really playing some good tennis. So much pressure. Match points for Nakashima now. Fritz gets the net cord roller. Second match point. That was nearly out, just inside the baseline. 6 points all. It would come down to a single point. Taylor Fritz saves it for the Freedom. 22-21, and the Freedom lock up the top seed at 11-2. And here's a look at the results. Taylor Fritz deciding it in the 5th. He likes that position.
He sees himself as the closer. He wants the ball when the score matters the most.
Yeah, he really showed it. Nakashima delivered, put himself on the precipice of an upset, but it didn't happen. Philly goes to 11-2. Orlando Storm now tied with the Chicago Smash, so there's still a little bit more to see throughout the rest of today and tomorrow. The Empire, the Castles, and the Breakers still in the hunt for that fourth and final spot. We'll come back to the Allegheny Mountains and the Greenbrier and wrap things up. Well, you can see not much separated the two best teams in World Team Tennis this year. At least Philly has certainly put themselves in that regard up 11-2 now with wins against losses. Chicago dropping into a tie with Orlando, who's got some tennis still to come. So we'll see how it plays out. Here's our Chosen Foods mover of the match, and Sophia Kenin getting it done. She worked hard to take out Sloane Stephens. Nakashima and Fritz also putting in some good hard running too. Here's a look at our remaining schedule. Tennis Channel, thanks to our Drafts King. Orange County at New York, it's going to be an interesting one. Jennifer Brady playing well, possibly against Kim Kleisters. Or Coco Vandeweghe, newly acquired player. Vegas at Washington. And San Diego versus Chicago tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is the last day of the regular season, so plenty to look forward to. All the matches available on Tennis Channel, so looking forward to bringing you those. Mark, this was all we thought it would be. One game separating the two best teams in the league.
It was more. What a day. Philadelphia showing it's the class in the league heading into the playoffs, but Chicago happy about how they played today.
Yeah, and I think Chicago's sending out a signal that, hey, we can play at this level, and maybe we'll take home the King Trophy. Although the Freedoms have been the #1 seed the last couple of seasons and have failed to secure the King Trophy. What will happen this year? We're looking forward to it. For Mark Lucero, Nick Gismondi, and our crew here at the Greenbrier, I'm Leif Sharvis saying so long for now. The Freedoms 22 over the Smash 21.